Hello friends, welcome to Tutoria Rays, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a REST API using Express, Mongoose, and we will be using Multer for image upload and of course this course. So Node.js Express, MongoDB, using all these stacks we will be creating one stack complete. So in the front end we will be using Angular, and in the back end we will be using this REST API Node Express and MongoDB. So guys, this is directory structure which we will be creating, and then after that we will be creating one by one this folder. So let's do one thing. In my computer I'm going to create here this actually the Angular one, so we will work on this later, but first let me work on, is there in a folder Node.js, node, yes, this Node.js. So in this one I will create one REST API, say CRUD API. CRUD API. Inside this we will be creating these folders. Under the project this will be upload folder where images will be uploaded. Let me close all these unnecessary things. For uploading the image, the next one will be what? Models, of course. We will be creating models. Why? Because our schema file will be inside the models. Next will be under this and routes, of course, REST API routes. For that we will create a separate folder, and then after this app.js, that will hold all the data. Okay, let's open this. Inside here it will be easier to create files in folder, right? So already we have done this. Now .env file also, this will contain configuration file like database connection and all that. Next will be package.json. So npm install, once we do it will come automatically. So right, and this user.js, let's create this one also. Inside here, inside model we will create user.js, but what we will write I will show you later. That's it. Next, yeah, this one also, routing, where the actual JS file we will be writing. Next one is app.js, which will be outside here. So guys, all files we have created. Next, let's initialize here, so that because node modules it requires, na, that's why. Let's close it. Where we need to do this, here. Let's open cmd, then npm init, so that package.json, npm not working. Why? Actually there is some path configuration problem in my this laptop, that's why it has sometimes problem. Okay, so I need to go a drive. What happens? Then cd, yes. Now npm init, now it asks you the package name. So already we have actually app.js, so we'll say app, version skip, description skip, entry point app.js, already it has. Then skip, that's it. Okay, yeah, So package.json has been successfully created here. Our next task will be to install all the dependencies. So let's install all this npm init. So how it will work actually: Express for routing, Mongoose for database, Multer for image uploading, .env to fetch the data or fetch the information, this information for fetching, and then CORS for cross-platform usage. Next, by the time this is everything has been downloaded, downloaded here. So inside the .env file, we will give here port number and. So let's go to here, and then inside .env we won't have that much. This is port number and MongoDB URL is here, and database name will be userdb not. Let's name it some different, Angular Node CRUD, because we will use this letter in in Angular, Next.js, and React.js, Vue.js, and all other CRUD operation. Okay, right. So it's done now. Next will be, this is actually, okay, let me explain here. This is MongoDB URL, and this one is database name. Okay, this will be automatically created there, we don't have to do anything. And this one is port number. Okay, we could have written there only, but no problem, let's write here. Now this is model means schema, where you need to specify the file names, that means field name, not file name here. First, what you have to do, you have to import here mongoose package. Okay, and after this user schema, that means user defined, you can give whatever name you want here, and then new mongoose.schema. Now first name, last name, email, password, and image, and the field name we are providing the required, it will be required string, and then timestamp true, means it will take timestamp automatically. Now you can see what we are doing, we are passing here user schema, means whole thing will be passed here, and this is actually key value, this is key and this is value, key value. So we are putting the data inside here, and from this name we will be using, so we are exporting as this name. Okay, now this is the syntax, mongoose.model to create model, and finally we will export so that it can be accessed into another file also. Okay, so hope you don't have any problem in understanding this. Basically in this model we define the database schema, the field name. Okay, so that's the purpose. Next, now let's go here. The next one will be routing, means endpoint. To create the endpoint we have to write all these things, but before that, okay, no problem, just copy and paste. So I will explain once again all these things. Routes, user route. Okay, let me explain you here what is happening. We are importing Express.js is used for, this is actually the framework of Node.js through which we can easily create REST API endpoints. Now this is for router, means we are using here router below. This is router, you can see, that's why we need to call this one. And model that we have just created before, this one model, we are importing here a user. If you remember, I had told you there was user, so we are importing here. Now Multer, this one is for uploading the image, and this one is for path. Now what we are doing here, let's explain this. Storage means where it will be stored, Multer, this storage, then request and file, it will be file, and then here cb null uploads, means where the file will be uploaded. Next, file name, it will get the file name, the request file cb, and unique name means from here it will actually attach the date, today's date, and then it will take file name, so that if you upload the same name image second time, then it won't override. So overall, now for understanding purpose, you just know that this one is for creating directory and this section is for getting the file name. That's it. And finally we are initializing here, means we are creating this one, a multer storage. That means this one we are calling here and we are creating an instance, and finally it will be known as upload. Now next, this one is posting. That means we will be posting from Angular or any front-end application. So first name, yeah, series post router.post. When the user when a user will post the data, that what will happen, upload single image will upload, and request response. From here we are doing destructuring. Request.body, it will contain all the data from form, first name, last name, email. And now we are doing this destructuring, means we are assigning this individual value, first name, last name, email, on that. And for file name, request.file means we are taking image name. And finally from this model that we had created model, we are passing here the model, and we are finally saving it. After saving, it will show that successfully the user has been created. That's it. If there is any error, then this it will be showing. Now the get point for whatever data will be inserted, it will fetch here find user.find, and finally rest.json response, means all the data will show in JSON format. If there is another error, then this will the error. So currently for adding and displaying only, later we will add here getting single value and deleting, updating. So 3 endpoints more we will be adding later, but for the timing let's see up to this point only. Now the next task will be to add the data here. So here this is the whole story. Once again I will explain that how this works. Now let's go to here and paste it. Now let me explain once again, guys. Now you just imagine if I write whole the code one by one showing, then it would definitely take much time. And if you see, I have a lot of video to upload, and the main point is that you should understand that how things is working. Okay, but I will recommend not to copy paste like this, because okay, so regularly I do all these things, I know these things, so I copy paste, that is fine. But you will try to write line by line so that it will set into your mind. Okay, so you remember this point. Now let me explain you. Once again we are calling here Express. Once again we are calling here Mongoose for database. This is course for, as I told you, since this API will be used in other front-end application like Angular, like React. Okay, so internally we are giving permission that okay, the outside the front-end application it can be accessed. .env, why? Because the data will be fetched from this, so that is why we need here .env. And routers we were just discussing about, we are calling here router. Once again we need a path, and .env.config means whatever data is inside the env file, it will contain .env.config. And finally we are creating an object of this Express. App.course means we are giving permission here, and then app.use Express join. Now we are combining this with this JSON, means the data send and receive will be in JSON format. Now app.use uploads this directory name, static join dir name uploads, means this is the whole path. Now here app.use API users, this is the actual endpoint of our use routers. Okay, so how we will access API/users, then whole complete data it will come. Now this is for MongoDB database connection. What we are doing here, process.env mongo URL, means we have written here na MongoDB URL in this one. Let me show you. this URL. We are talking about MongoDB this URL. Okay, so we are calling here MongoDB URL, and then use new URL parser true, and then use unified technology true. So now then this is actually a promise, na? So here we then, so console.log MongoDB connected successfully, and app.returns plotted an email the port number 5000 port number we have written here .env, so that port number, and that's it. The story is end. So there is no much in this. Now the time is to check, and for that we need to open what here. Okay, so now let's open here postman. Inside postman we will be sending the data. We will test actually, then later we will use Angular and other front end framework. Okay, so but before that let's run. We have to run this, na? So we will have to write here node and then app.js. If there is an error, then it will show, or else it will show that okay, successfully, yeah, it is saying that everything is perfect now. Okay, so MongoDB, it says connected, server running on port number 5000. Let's go to here, this is my MongoDB, and then let's connect here, and then what is our database name, guys? We start. By the way, what was our database name? What we have given? Database name we had given here, na? Node CRUD. So so let's check here node CRUD, but we have to first connect here, then localhost is doing. Yes, database is successfully created. You can see here we didn't do anything, na? Successfully database has been created, and now if you see inside this, users table has been created, and all the fields schema has been also generated here, right? So our this section is complete now and successfully is working. Now the time is to test here from browser. Okay, let's go to here. Now let's open here localhost and then API, na? API users. Now you might be wondering that where did I get this URL? Oh, it's not 45,000, then it's 5,000, na? Yes, it's working perfectly. There is no data, na? That's why, and it's mentioned here, not here in app.js. You can see, na? This is the API URL. When you hit this URL, it goes to where? User routes. It finds here that what to find, get. That means this section is running there, this section. Okay, and when we will be posting it, this section will be running, right? So now we will be posting here the same URL. We have to add here. Let's remove this. Where is this? Yeah, this one. Then not this. Yeah, and post. Put here post. Now in what we will have to do, we have to body and then this form data. Actually I was testing this for Flask, but the field name is same, na? That's why all the field is already filled here. You can see in Flask. So this is our Node Express MongoDB. So this will also work. The field name is same. So what we are doing, first name, last name, email, and this is image file type. So now let's try what happens. Yeah, it says the data has been created successfully. Wow. Now if you really want to check whether the data created or not, so what we can do, just here click or go back and then click here. So guys, data has been successfully added, first name, last name, image, and not only that, it says that image has been also created, but what one thing we need to verify, whether the image has been uploaded or not. Yes, perfect. The image has been also successfully uploaded. Now once again what we will do, let's create another one. This time I will say Kareem and Khan. Kareem is different. Let's take another image this time, delete, upload from computer. So let's take our beloved Kalamji. Now send. Yeah, so this one also is created. If you want to check really it came or not, refresh it. You can see guys, both the data has been successfully created. Not only that, both the image has been also uploaded. So guys, as you can see how easy it is. So that means what, your 2 points are already working. This one is for posting the data, means you have just posted from the form. Later we will use Angular. Okay, now so what happens actually, this request.body contains all this data, means what, this is request.body actually, this one excluding image, request.body data, and image is separate. So if you compare here, then this is the request body, first name last name, and this one is for input type file. And finally we are preparing here the model and we are saving it, right? And this one is for getting, it's there is not much, so it is more of like select star from users, that is. And finally we are sending back to here as JSON format. The next task will be to create for a single user, and means we will display here a single user, and finally we will work on update as well. To get single value there is not much difference, just we need to pass the ID. So what we are doing, the main difference is it doesn't have any ID, that's why it is fetching all the data, and this one has ID, so it will check that which ID we are asking for. So based on that ID, user dot find by ID request dot params. So let me show you what does it mean. Let's go to here and then just pass here the ID, single ID. This is the ID na, so slash one ID, so it will show only one data. What happened? Okay, we need to restart the server guys, that's why. Whenever you make changes, then you have to restart, or else node mode you will have to use, then automatic it will be starting. So now you can see there is only one data displaying, right? So it's working perfectly. This one also. So what happens actually, when ID you pass, it takes from the URL, and then based on that it checks into this model that which ID needs to be displayed, and after that it gets the data here, and finally it sends back to you as JSON format. And finally one more, and that is update. Let me show you that one also. Alright, so this one is for updating. This is actually mixture of add here. This is combination of this add and single, this one. Okay, this combination of these two. Why? Let me explain you. What happens actually, first we will pass the ID, which ID you want to update, means which record, or else it will get updated all points na. So you need to show here that which point, which means ID record you want to update. After that image will be uploaded just like before. I have already explained that it will take all the data, it will take image, and finally is doing here updated data. Next time means it will get the update data, new data. Okay, and then finally if image user dot image, okay, if image update data dot image, then it will take into image, means if we are uploading image then fine, or else it will skip. Next, finally it will find the ID, which ID needs to be updated, and the ID passing we here, and updated data, that means it will take whole data from here. New true means it will get updated. It's saying if not update user, then return status 404, it will show error, or else it will say that okay, update is successful. Let me explain you once again. This data, this one is for what? This one is you are sending from Postman. This image you are sending from Postman. You are preparing here that what needs to be updated. Okay, and finally that one is passed here. It will find the ID, which ID needs to be updated, and the requester params were id taking id here, and this is the data. And finally this is the syntax for updating. It says it checks that if it is fine, then if update user is not found, in that case it will say there is something wrong, or else it will get updated. Now the time is to test. Let's restart the server, and then let's test it from postman. So what we need to do, everything will be same, just we need to change here to put, and just we need to pass any one of the IDs. For example, let's pass this ID, okay, here in the URL. Why? Because you check the code, we are saying that okay, URL will be passing in here, and the data will be coming from here. The main thing will be as it is, means this will be as it is. You need to pass here, and you need to change here to put. Remember, this is very important. Okay, now try to update. It's Kareem, and let's write something different. Okay, let's take a different image. So delete it, because we have told na कि one image it will upload. That's why. This time let's take this image, or blue one, is corona yaar. Now let's send. It says successfully has been updated. To verify whether it's got really updated or not, let's come here, refresh it all, and then check. Can you find somewhere Meena? Yeah, Meena Gupta and all that. So guys, you can see it's very easy in Node.js Express MongoDB to create REST API and upload image as well. I will show you later that how we can use this in Angular. So stay connected, and let's watch and let's wait for Angular front end. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Guy, in case if you're new in this channel, then I strongly recommend you, guys, it takes a lot of time to prepare the content. You have to prepare the mind, you have to give the time. So it's we expect from you guys also that please subscribe, and also if you have any comments and queries, don't forget to write in the comment box. So let's meet in the next video. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.